The captain has turned on the seatbelt light. Please take your seat and fasten your
Weekend
seatbelts.
countdown.
Thank you.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This program is sponsored by Lightway. Lightway is a simple way. Our specialty is ultralight gear for bright adventures. The basis on which built gear: simplicity, lightness, versatility. We know that gear can be light, functional, and convenient. Lightway lightness is where you are.
The Scrubbo wash bag is the world's smallest washing machine and is perfect for apartment living, travel and camping. Featuring a flexible inner washboard, the pocket-sized Scrubbo wash bag allows a machine-quality wash anywhere in just minutes.
Imme was born and raised with her two sisters in Schleswig-Holstein, in a village north of Hamburg called Henstedt-Ulsberg. During childhood she attended the Scouts group and spent her first night alone in the forest at age 12 during a Scout exam. Her parents raised their kids to independence and encouraged them for any sort of traveling, reaching new horizons. At age 16, Imme spent 11 months in Venezuela as an exchange student, living in Venezuelan families, getting to know a completely different culture and the rich, magnificent Venezuelan nature. After graduation she went to South Africa for a voluntary year of social services, living in the bushveld in clay huts, and helping in kindergarten and school activities. Back in Germany, Imme studied medical physics in Düsseldorf for 5 years, receiving the Master of Science. Again, she went for 1 year overseas, first to Bali, Indonesia, Myanmar with a friend, and then with a working holiday visa to Australia in the eastern countryside, working 7 months in a macadamia nut factory. Finally, her dream come true and she traveled to New Zealand, hiking alone for 52 days, a part of the long-distance hike Te Ororo Trail in the South Island. After coming back she chose a job as a product manager for customized machine equipment in the sections Medical Technology and Semiconductor, situated. During studies and her employment as a product manager, she spent most of her vacation time solo hiking in nature, preferably in the mountains of Norway. Over the years she became a big fan of ultralight hiking, reducing her carried weight by 10 kilograms down to 16 kilograms for 7 days solo hiking in Norway. From age 26, Imme chose the Black Forest as her home of choice. End of 2022 she quit her job by building a new home in a van and starting a new job in a small semiconductor consulting company. She is currently planning a future traveling with her cat in her van while working in her mobile office. Imme loves sharing her passion for the beauty of nature in different countries via using different social media platforms.
Hey man, how are you? I'm so
Hey,
glad. I'm so glad to have you
hi.
in this interview. I'm very excited for many reasons that I will tell you in just a little bit. First of all, I want to tell you a little bit about who I am and why I am interviewing you. I am a Dominican living in Barcelona, Ime, and I just discovered the hiking world like 4 or 5 years ago. Because when I used to live in my country, it's a Caribbean island. We don't have the high mountains and the scenery that we can see in the Alpines or the Pyrenees. So I just fall in love with this, and this is me. So I'm trying to interview people who have a positive message that can be spread all around the YouTube network. And the reason why I'm interviewing you is because I noticed that you are a solo hiking girl. There's like a fear, not only girls, also boys who want to hike alone, and everybody is like, no, something that happened to you. How can you do that? If you, I don't know, if you broke a leg or whatever. And I've noticed that Ime, that you love to hike alone, you enjoyed alone. As we heard in your biography, you have been hiking alone in New Zealand, in Norway. You have been in South America. Being honest, I am Latin. I'm from the Caribbean, so it's in Latin
Mhm.
America. And if you ask me if I want to hike alone in Latin America, I can say, well, no, because it's sad, but it's kind of danger, at least in my country. And again, I'm very proud of you, Ime, about all what you have been doing in your life, your projects, your dreams, how you managed your time and all that. But so this is the reason that I want to interview you. But after, before I start asking you a question, because I have many interesting questions to you, Ime, who are you? Who are you, and how do you start this passion?
Well, hi, Jordi, first of all. Thanks for having me here. Uh, who am I? I'm Imme, yeah, Imme Ellebrecht, and 33 years old now. And yeah, I guess I'm an open-minded um, nature lover who loves to explore new horizons in any way. So also personal, but also yeah, in hiking, in nature, and always trying to to figure out what are my dreams, what do I want to do, and how do I do it. And yeah, I guess that's me.
And you have been, as we heard in the biography from you, when you were a Girl Scout, that you have to pass a exam, a test. You slept alone in the nature at the age of 12. Is that correct?
Yeah, that was really cool. We got put into cars, and we got, how do you say, we got like things on.
Blindfold, a blindfold.
Yeah. So we couldn't see where we were driving, and then they drove us to different parts, and one after another, they put us outside with our gear, and they gave us a compass and a map, and then it was like, okay, you don't know where you are, but
Okay.
on the map, you know where to go. And so then what we got the map and the compass, and then we were alone. The car left, and then we were alone, and then we looked around. The weather was beautiful, and I was alone, and I was feeling great. It was like spring, summer, like really nice. And then I was like, okay, where am I going? Let's see. And then I was like asking some people where to go, and they also helped me a little bit, and I loved it. I loved it just to be by myself and have the freedom
At
to
the
choose
age
where
of
to go.
12. Oh my God.
Yeah, but it was just a small hike, and then we slept also alone, but somehow together in the same forest, so it was okay.
Amy, Amy, wait. Because me, that I am 46 years old as for today, one of my scariest moments to hike alone in a future during the year 11 is at the moment that I need to sleep alone in the nature. Because, when you are alone, dark in the nature, you heard everything and you think you are listening all the sound and ultrasound from this world and the ultra world. So, oh my God, at the age of 12, I really admire you a lot, for sure. For sure.
But as I said, we were not totally alone. Like 200
It's
meters, we
okay.
were all so it was okay. We were, yeah.
But okay, Ime, let me start with the first question. How do you discover yourself that you love? Because it's not like, it's you love. How do you discover that you love to hike alone in the nature? Because for sure you have friends, and also I saw it in the video, and many people for sure ask if they can hike with you. And as you can see in your video in YouTube that are so professional, I love your drones view, like this one we're seeing right now. I
Mhm.
mean, how do you discover, that you no, I like to hike alone?
Well, I've always loved being alone in nature. Like always, anytime when, for example, when I was sad, for example, then I went
Okay.
outside and I went to the nature, because I felt that this is the only place where I don't have to, I don't need to hide. I can just be myself. So this is one thing which always has been there. I always felt connected really much to the nature. So ever since I can remember. And hiking alone, I think it was when I was 12 that, one time a guy was following me. He was also part of this exam, and I was like, "No, stay away! I don't want to be. I want to hike alone."
I want to be alone.
And it and when I was feeling really alone, it was like you have all the freedom. You can do whatever
It's
you
true.
want. You can. I was walking over
It's true.
fields. I was walking over
It's
whatever there
true.
was. It wasn't always a trek, but I was like.
It's true.
Um, in every moment I was deciding what I want to do, and it felt like so free. And then
It's
I
true.
think it was when I was new. I wanted to try it also more days when I was a little bit older. And it was when I think I was 17. I don't remember, 17 or 18 or something. I took my gear, and I didn't have a lot of money, so it was like my scout gear, and it was like almost 30 k's heavy. And then I actually hitchhiked because I
Okay.
didn't have a car. So I hitchhiked to from Hamburg, where I lived, to Denmark, and then I took the ferry to Kristiansand, and then I hitchhiked to Sirdal, to the most southern national park.
Okay.
And that was my really first trip, multi-day trip. I was hiking alone, and that was special. That was really, really special when I finally arrived there, being there, because I've been there before, also Norway, and
Okay.
Norway kind of is a country which I feel really, really connected to, and
Yeah, I understand. I know that feeling.
yeah. So I've been there with groups before, hiking there, but
Okay.
not. But then when it was the first time alone, when I was 17, that was like really a big thing for me, doing it the first time alone in my beloved country. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. And did
And I
you
was afraid some days.
no, no, for sure. I for that, that's for sure. And
Yeah.
Amy, did you felt now that you have been hiking in different continents, as yeah, let's say in that way, which one do you think is the one that you feel more connected, as per your biography? And I understand when you have been in New Zealand, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I guess, I mean, the first hiking trip in Norway is really memorable, but also, as you say, the long distance trail called Te Araroa in New Zealand.
Okay,
Uh, so that was after my after studying, yeah, and I went to Australia, and when my money was no, I went to Bali, and then I had to work in Australia because my money was finished. And as
okay,
a as a something I was dreaming for forever, my whole life, be finally I went to New Zealand to go hiking. And yeah, because I that was always one of my dreams to go to New Zealand. And so
because something special.
huh?
Because something special. I mean, I never been in
Mm,
before in Australia, in New Zealand, but that was like a dream come true because something special. The ambient, the animals. So
mm.
what makes it so important for you?
Well, it was 52 days, first of all, which makes it special for me.
Okay,
Like hiking, and then after that, buying more food and hiking the next trip. So, following the whole trip through the Southern Island. I didn't make the whole of it, but most of it.
okay,
And that was really special because you had so many different sceneries.
okay,
Um, and also I thought I was kind of experienced. I thought I knew what gear I need and what I have to do and about the water and so on. And when I started, so the first night, I think I almost fired my tent, and because I used the wrong
what?
alcohol, and I slipped with my shoe, I slipped into a lake or something that was kind of that. And then on the first night, I had my whole face covered up in red because the sun wasn't shining, but it was still through the wind and everything. It got
Okay,
through. And so the first night, I almost lit up my tent. I fell into the sea, and I had my face covered in red. And so you never know what's happening. you never know. You can never be really, really sure that you thought of everything, because you can never be prepared of everything which is
Yeah, it's true.
happening.
Yeah,
And
it's
then
true.
the next day, I think I had to hike through 2 days on the sand on the beach, and it's really hard, with the sand always. And I think I gained like 10 kilos or something. So I got really pain in the feet.
Oh my God,
And
that
then,
really hurts. Yeah.
and then, yeah, and then and then I really realized, okay, I cannot continue like this. Like, I have too much weight on it, so I have to really get rid of something. And I had like 26 kilogram. It was really too much, and so this happened 3 times.
Three times.
3 times I was like, I cannot continue like this. I don't want to. I don't want to. How do you call? I don't want to be in pain. I want to enjoy
Uh-huh.
it.
Yeah.
And I'm not enjoying it when I'm carrying too much and I'm suffering. Yeah. So and then I think the next night, I thought I was much faster than I actually was. So when you have the map, you think, okay, and I wanted to go through one bigger forest,
Okay.
and it didn't end. And then and I thought, okay, 30 kilometers for me, not a problem. I'm experienced, no worry. But I was much slower than I expected, and so and then I almost panicked because I didn't know, did I lose track? Am I still in? And it was really dark. It was really dark, and it was a really close close forest. And then I think at 10 o'clock I came shivering and half running to the to the spot where I wanted to go. So many things, It's like, and then also actually the next weeks I had constant rain, and the rain was coming
That's
from the
the
front.
That's the worst.
It's
Even when you
coming
have,
from the front, and you're always wet. And then
yes,
the rain,
I know that feeling.
and then it was muddy, and then I got stuck. Like every second way I got every second step I got muddy. So after 2 weeks I had the first meltdown, I think, and I was like, so just staying in my tent and not. So yeah, but then after that, I just continued, and I decided, okay, get rid of more stuff. And after 2 weeks, the sun came out, and the scenery changed a lot, and we had mountains and sun, and after that, it was really, really beautiful, and much more beautiful. But each day was different, and you could never prepare with what was coming. And since I tend to overestimate myself sometimes a little, which is okay, because then I have enough courage for everything. But you fail, you're not prepared, and you get up again. So yeah, I think that's
Imme, I really understand you. I feel so connected with you because I know that feeling. When you describe all your suffering, like you described it just now, and then you mentioned, but everything changed, and it was like a wow when the weather changed. I mean, the people that is not used to this type of hiking trip, they don't understand. They say, but how do you like that? I mean, so are you crazy? That this is my next question, Ime. How do you prepare yourself for a multi-day hiking trip? Now I know you're hiking with your cats. That is your new member. But when I ask you, how do you prepare before a solo hiking trip? I mean, physically, mentally. I mean, in the equipment that you have, and also to your family. How do you let them know where you are? And before I let you speak, I want to tell you why I am asking you this. Um, Physically, because many people says for a multi-day hiking trip, you need to go to the gym, and the others say no, you need to go to the mountain, and the others say no, you need to lift weight, and the other one say no, you need to do a cardiovascular exercise. So at the end, Ime, so what is exactly? And this is the first, and then and the other one that I want you to help me is, how do you explain to your family where you are going, how they can be in contact with you? Because in the places where you hike, Of course, I never been there, but they are so beautiful that for sure you don't have a signal over there. So I'll give you the word. How do you prepare yourself?
Thank you. Yeah, good question. I mean, first of all, I think it's when you choose a region. I choose a region where I know that there are not too many people and where I'm mostly allowed to sleep to camp wild,
Okay.
because I don't want to get any stress and
Yeah.
of people, and I don't really want to meet too many people. I want to be alone in the nature. Um, so I choose a region where I know that I don't have to go a pre-planned route. I can choose daily if I
Okay.
want to switch routes. So I'm choosing a region which is bigger, and as I say, Norway is just great for that. It's big.
It's like a
Um,
paradise.
Yeah, it's like a paradise. You can camp for free. There are not many people. The nature is beautiful, and you're allowed to make wild camping. So yeah, and when I have this, then of course it's the gear. I mean, right now I already know what to pack, and I have really good I have really good, well tested gear, which is ultralight. So I really spend a lot of money
Yeah, I
on
know.
good quality ultralight backpacking stuff, so I can really trust my stuff. So this is really important, because when you're alone, then you don't get I mean, you could get help when you're waiting, and maybe some people are coming one day, but but it's good if you know what you have with yourself, and you have to trust yourself. You have to trust your equipment. You have to trust your
Yes,
feet, your
true.
steps. So the equipment must be okay and should be tested. I mean, as I say, I'm overestimating myself sometimes. So I also had bad experience and I fail, and then next time I know better. But this is really an important stuff. And then it's important, of course, to have orientation. You have to know, okay, what do you do when you get lost, or do you rely on a map? Do you rely on GPS or whatever? So when I'm on bigger routes, and I mostly have a map which I rely on, which works pretty well. And I mean, I do lose track as well when I'm like hiking like this, and I'm dreaming, and then
I
oh
am
shit,
like you.
I'm shit where I'm, and then I have to find track. But yeah, I guess. And then of course I have to plan for the food, so it's has to be ration. I each day I check how much gram for breakfast, for lunch, and for dinner, and also of course some enough if I have to stay, and I have to if I break my leg and have to stay some days in the tent or so, to have enough food. I always
Yeah,
have
it's true.
more than enough food. And oh, and I love to walk in regions where I can get water from the river. So this is important
Okay.
for me,
Oh
because I
yeah.
don't want to carry all the water from
Yeah,
for the,
that's
for the 6 days. That's like crazy. So yeah.
yeah, it's true. Yes, Ime, because you can get all the ultralight equipment that you want, but if you have a lot of food, a lot of water, oh my God,
Yeah.
that's complicated. That's
Yeah.
complicated.
Yeah. And the family, they're okay. I don't always tell them. Sometimes I tell them, sometimes I don't. It's okay.
Okay,
they they are not in they don't worry anymore. They're okay.
they are used to it. They are
Yeah.
used to it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, they like the pictures when I send some,
Yeah, because
and
Amy, it's because they're so beautiful. Let me tell you, I don't know if you are aware of that, but I understand, yes, that you are aware of that your video are so good that
mm,
in your YouTube channel, you have only 15 videos, but you have too many hours of viewers hours in your static, because I was taking a look at it, and you have a lot of subscribers with only 15 videos. What that means that the quality and what you are doing are very good. So congratulations for that.
thank you.
I don't know if we're aware of that or not, but I can tell you that you have to be very proud of yourself.
thank you.
Yes, because to earn a subscriber in YouTube is not easy. It's not easy because it's not
Mm,
like Instagram or TikTok that you can click and follow it very easily. In YouTube, it's not that easy. So
mm.
to get a one subscriber, it's like a wow. So congratulations for that. Email. Let me ask you:
Funny.
are you a fan of the Garmin devices as a GPS, or you use your mobile phone, or you use your maps for create the route and or orient yourself?
When I'm going for one night, I use my mobile phone. I'm lazy. When I go for multiple days, I buy a map.
Okay.
Like, I buy
Okay.
a physical map, so I don't have to when the battery is going low or anything, then I still need something which I
Yeah.
can have on my physical, yeah.
Yeah.
But
That's
I still
correct.
I try I think I also download normally I download in the mobile phone, I download the region, even if Google Maps, just in case, to have
Okay.
something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a backup. And can I ask you which hiking app do you use?
It's called I mean, for the smaller trips, I use Autoactive.
Oh yes, I know which one is it. Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, yes, I know which one. I've been using that in the past. I don't get paid. They don't sponsor me, but from all the hiking apps that they are in the market, the one that I let me see if I can show it to you. Share screen. Okay, no, I like, and again, they doesn't sponsor me anything, but I like Gaia GPS. They are so complete, they are so easy to use, and for me, it's the best. And believe me, I've been trying all trails. I do have my account, for example, in Wikiloc. I do have Wikiloc. I have tried all of the apps. And being honest, the Gaia GPS, it's very good. But anyway,
Okay.
that,
Thank
that
you. Thank you.
uh,
That's,
that- that's that's an advice, and
really
a very important um a very important do you use any spot messenger satellite signal to send an SOS or whatever?
no.
Okay, I recommend they don't pay me for that. They don't sponsor my product, but this is what I have. I have the Spawn Jet 4 to hike. It's connected to the satellite signal, and if I fail and hit myself with the ground, it sent an SOS signal by a satellite up to the rescue team, and they rescue me. And my family can track where I am. If something happened to you, I can push the SOS, come rescue me. So yeah, it's very good. But anyway, they don't sponsor me,
Okay.
so I will continue. That's only my
Okay.
my advice.
Okay. Well, thank you.
The other question that I want to ask you is, um,
I just downloaded Gaia app, so
oh, you
I'm
downloaded?
just
Oh, very
trying it.
good. Oh, very good. Let me tell you. Gaia have the two one, the free version that you can
Mhm,
use it offline and very good, and the paid
mhm,
version. I can tell
mhm.
you, the paid version is like $20 per year, and those are the best $20. Why? Because in the paid version you have trails that you don't have in many other maps. For example, this summer, I've been hiking with my wife in Austria, in Melo, and that is close to Switzerland. And I was with an Austrian hiker, and he will take a road, and I said, no, 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 I can see in the map. We can take this detour. I said, no, 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 that doesn't exist. You can, no, no, wait. And then we hike a little bit, and oh, that's not in my map. Oh yeah, so I recommend you. I recommend you that.
Hmm, okay.
Imen, now my other question is, um, which advice you can give, because what you do as a woman, that you empower yourself, that you are not afraid of anything, and you demonstrate yourself. I mean, how you can get it, how you can do it alone with no help, how you can which advice you can give, not to the girls that will see this video, but to anyone that is afraid to hike it alone, that it's afraid of that something that can happen, and maybe they doesn't give that step in front to start doing something that they could like because of the fear that something that can happen. What's your
Mhm.
best advice?
Well, I'm not free of fear, so I also sometimes have fear. Um, the best advice, well, I think it's really to. I mean, you don't have to do it alone. At the beginning, you can do it with another person and so on. But I think it's really you just have to try, and then you get guided by yourself anywhere because you're learning to rely on yourself
Yeah,
step by step, so you can't really prepare. I mean, you can prepare to your physical shape, and you can prepare your equipment, which you also should. So the equipment should be tested and should be good, but then it's really a thing of just doing it, just
yeah,
just trying it, just doing it, making it small, making just one small step, and trying it and see how you feel, and each time you go one step, you you yeah, you get a new feeling of yourself, and you get a new feeling of nature and also of yourself, because when you're alone with your emotions, and
yeah,
you're
it's true.
alone with everything which is inside you, and that is not always easy. So step by step, really, when you're starting, then um, you feel that there's much more inside you than you know, and if you get into situations that are not easy, and you you get creative. You get really creative if you're alone, and you make a way to have to make it somehow happen. And um, yeah, I guess that's it. And nature, um, it's not. I feel nature is not. How do you say it? Nature is not. Uh, nature is well, I feel that nature is kind. It's not. I mean, sometimes the rain is strong, or the wind is strong, or whatever, but still nature itself, it's kind. It doesn't want to harm you, and also the
Yeah, it's
animals,
true.
they don't want to harm you. They want to stay away from humans, normally. So it's um it's some misunderstanding, I think, which we have in our head sometimes, but I feel like the essence of nature really is kind. And so if yeah so I'm so if I think if you make one step, and you try to feel more of yourself and of nature, then you can go further and make
Yeah.
more days or whatever.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. And this is so beautiful what you just told me, but is any bad situation that you have been in the mountains? Something that you say, oh my God, what I am doing here? Because for sure you should have a story that something that happened to you in the mountain.
Yeah, of course.
I
um
hope your family are not seeing this interview.
they know, that's okay. um yeah, one day, this is not really, so I have some situation. One day I jumped from one rock to the ground, and something broke in my feet. I heard it, and then I was like, shit. And it was raining, and it was in Norway. And then I was putting up my tent. I was able to put up my tent, and then I was just, laying down and sleep one night. And the next day, I spent one full day in the tent, and I had like, I mean, you have first aid stuff, so I tried,
Yeah.
I treated my feet and so on, and then I made a really strong bandage. And then and then the next day I tried just to hike without my equipment, which was okay. And then I continued. So that was something. It wasn't bad in the end, but when you hear something, I think one
Oof,
one
yeah.
how do you say ligament? I think one
Ligament.
is
Yeah, yeah.
broke a little
Ligamento.
bit,
Yeah,
just like
yeah, yeah.
that. I'm not sure what happened, but
Oof,
anyway,
that
that is
hurts a
that is not
lot.
nice. If you hear that, if you're alone outside and you
Yeah,
hear something, um, then it's not
yeah.
nice to hear that. Yeah, and another one thing was actually in New Zealand. Um, I was It was one of the last trips, and by then I felt really experienced and so on. And I learned in New Zealand, I learned how to cross the rivers. And you have to know that you are never allowed to cross a river when it was raining.
Because of the strong currents, right?
It is really life dangerous when you do that. And also, you get a stick and you open your gear. So just in case something happens, you can get rid of your gear. And when you normally search for a big stick, and then you have three legs, and then one after another, you get like 1 feet, stick, feet, and this is really slow. And you have to, before you're doing this, you have to find a route on the ground to know which way you're going through the river. So these are the steps which you
Wow.
do. And I all learned this in New Zealand. And the first river I crossed with a Kiwi, with a New Zealand girl, which told me all of this, so that was good. And one of the last trips, so I started, and this trip was like 8 times river crossing at the same river.
Eight
And next,
times. Oh
yes,
my
and
God.
next to the river, the mountain was like this, so it was really difficult. And when I started, there came a French couple, and they looked so exhausted. And they were like, "Are you sure you want to do this alone? Are you sure you can do this?" And I'm like, "Sure. Why are you? Of course I can do this." Yeah, and then I started, and the 7 crossings went fine. Even left my big leather shoes on because it's more safe if you have like good shoes with good grip. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
leather shoes, they get really heavy and wet when they're wet.
Yes, it's true.
But I
Yeah,
don't
it's
like
true.
it. But anyway, it was more safe. So I decided, okay, if the French couple say it's a little bit dangerous, then I keep my good shoes on. And then seven crossings were really good, and then the 8
So
crossing,
you only have one left.
yeah. And then I kept like 15 minutes. I kept looking where I can cross, and there was no way where I could
Oh my
cross
God. How
because
was the level of the water from
it was a bit too strong because it had rained before, but one day it was okay, but had rained before, so it was a little bit too dangerous actually.
oh Lord.
And then so there was no way I could see the ground for crossing. And then after 15 minutes, I said, well, I can wait here forever, but now I have to cross the river. Otherwise, I
Yes, because you only have one left.
never
You
get
have
to
to
the
do
next spot.
something.
And then I started, so I took my thing and I started, and it was okay. And then at the one spot where I didn't see where I could go, it was too deep,
Oh
it
my
was
God.
just too deep. So I got by the river, and then I think, and then I was with all of my weight, I could throw myself to the front, and I got hold of a rock, and I was safe.
Imme, but
It
it's
wasn't.
very dangerous what you just
It was
told me right now.
yeah, it is, and it was really dangerous, and it was after that I started crying because because of the shock, and because the
Yes, true.
situation, because
You're a human, of course.
you I you could have died. I mean, yeah, it
Yes,
wasn't
for
too.
sure.
Yeah, I could have. And this, being so close to this and really realizing, okay, this is really, really, it's not easy. You can't take it easy to cross a river, You really
Yeah.
have to prepare and rather wait for somebody or do it together than do it alone. Yeah. So,
But
but anyway, everything went wrong. And after that, like some days I didn't cross rivers.
for sure. And okay, you were hugging a rock, okay, and then how do you manage to get out from the rock? Did the French couple help you, or you scream for
Oh no,
help?
it was. I mean, then I could get grip from the bottom again when I was at the rock.
Okay,
Then I had grip because
okay,
the water was not too high. It was just over my waist, but just over my waist is
that's
sometimes
too
too high.
much.
Yeah,
That's too much.
that's why. Yeah.
But Ime, so
But
I,
don't, as I say, like this is something nobody should do on his own to cross the dangerous rivers, especially when it was raining. I'm not proud of this situation that I've done that, and I learned from that.
yeah, and let me tell you, because let me see the positive message here. Even that you almost lose your life, but even that happened to you, you still empower yourself and you are continue hiking alone.
Mm.
And let me ask you, uh, by any chance, do you think to drop your hiking world because of that, or no? There's nothing that can stop you.
Mm, no. I mean, when I was in New Zealand and so many bad things happened, and after 2 weeks of rain coming from this, I was like, I don't want to continue like this. But after that, the sun came out, and I was like, okay, like this, it's okay.
Oh my
But
God.
because I want to enjoy it, I want to have fun when I'm
Yeah.
this. I don't want to suffer. Um, but no, nothing was too bad to kept me from doing this. No.
Okay. Anime, I don't know how New Zealand is because I never be there, but I'm imagine exotic country, exotic nature, but also exotic animal, exotic insect, exotic spider, exotic whatever, right?
Well, this is Australia is worse.
Oh,
Like,
okay, it doesn't matter for me. Even a mosquito, when I am alone in the nature, even a mosquito is like a threat situation for me. So, did you have any experience with animals, insect, or whatever? Not only New Zealand, I mean any world.
well, in New Zealand, you have the bloodsuckers, the sandflies. They eat
Oh,
you. Um, so you have to, like, you have the most beautiful river, and you just want to have a small swim. But when you take your clothes off, then you just get bitten by these animals. So this you have, unfortunately, in New Zealand. And I think the worst thing what happened was a mouse entering in my tent, bit,
no.
bit its way through my tent, and then eating a muesli bar, and then didn't find out again, and then was in my tent. Like a tiny mouse, like this big, and then
Yeah.
eating half of a muesli bar and was like fat. And then when it saw me, it was like panicking, and I was like, ah. Yeah. And then
No, yeah, no. Wait, tell me because you start screaming and running inside your tail at
and
least.
the mouse was running inside my tent like this.
And you trying to open the zipper to get out from the tent. I imagine, right?
Yeah, I didn't want to open up. I thought, well, you came in, so you can get out. You have to find the hole which you made into my beautiful tent, and just get out. But it didn't find the way out anymore, so I had to close all lights, and then I had to open all the doors and just wait. Yeah, and
Hey,
it happened.
okay, okay, very
Um,
good. You see, you have a different point of view, and now that we are almost getting to the end of the interview, there's a question that I would like to ask you. In how do you manage? Because as your biography from the beginning of the interview, you are you are a professional in that you work in your van, but you work. So how do you manage your working life, your working day-to-day activities with your hiking world? Because when you go out on a multi-day hiking trip, it's complicated. How do you manage to have a balance in your life? Because
mm,
I assume it's not easy.
Well, I've been working 5 years as a product manager, and it was sometimes also really stressful. So I had a big urge to at least 1 year to make a multi-trip hike, to at least one time relieve myself of the stress and just get rid of everything and just get my head free and kind of set everything to zero. So that was like a big urge of myself, which I felt really every summer, every August, that I had to just get out of everything and leave everything just for a few days, leave everything behind and just get out. So it's a compensation. So different worlds. You have the business world,
Yeah.
where everybody have their roles and also many rules, and you need to perform, and everyone knows what to do more or less. And in the nature is nothing like this. You have to think about your food and about the weather, and it's so different that it's really relieving of everything. So
It's true.
yeah, I guess it's also priority. You sometimes just have to make it happen. When you have a lot of stress, sometimes you just have to make it happen to not fully get drowned by everything. Um, and also, um, but anyway, after 5 years, I quit because I do want to have more freedom. At the moment, I'm building my camper van and have found a job where I can work remote, and
So
where I
you live in your camping van right now.
not yet, not yet. I'm
Okay.
still building it, but it's my dream,
Okay.
to live in my camper van and to work remote, and then to also travel. And well, let's see, let's see what happens.
That's a that's amazing. That's great. You can travel. You can. That's the what it's called. I don't know how to say in English, but it's in Spanish. Is nómada digital, a digital
Uh-huh.
nomad. So yeah, that's a dream come
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
That's a dream come
Digital
true.
nomad, I think, huh?
It's a what?
I think it's a digital nomad, something like
Digital nomad, exactly. That's
yeah,
correct. Yes,
yeah,
yes, 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 yes. That's correct.
yeah.
That's correct. That's correct. Amy, I know I have many technical questions that I won't ask you because it's been so beautiful and so nice this interview that I don't want to damage the moment we are living now with technical questions that we can have that in another video. But to make you the last question, Ime, is if I need to ask you from all I know your experience from all around the world, but if I need to ask you, Ime, where do you want to live, or where do you want to hike, like your base camp? Which one is it from all the world that you have been?
Which one is my favorite, you say?
Yes, that you can say, wow, I can live here.
Ah.
For example, I live in Dominican Republic. I live in Barcelona. But if you ask me, I can say, wow, I can live in Innsbruck. I love Innsbruck. Be-
Well, in Germany, it would be the Black Forest, but in the world right now, what I know
Mhm.
so far, it's Norway.
Norway, yeah, it's
Yeah.
beautiful. I never be there, but I see it in videos and the TV, and it's incredible, and it's incredible. And Inman, let me ask you, because there's a friend who he's from Texas, and because of the time zone, he cannot connect it here, but he told me that he will join us. He's a very important YouTuber. Texas, no, sorry, San Francisco, California. He's an important YouTuber, and and he's married. He has a beautiful family like me. But even that he's a famous YouTuber, he told me how hard is to hike being married, because when
Mhm.
your wife doesn't love it, when your children doesn't love it, it's hard. Because
Mm.
I asked him, but even that you're famous, you don't know. For my wife, I'm not famous. For my wife, I am I am the normal husband. So, I mean, um,
I got
for you,
myself a cat, right?
yeah,
My
that,
cat loves hiking. I'm lucky.
You're totally lucky. Yeah, you're totally lucky. Yeah, that's correct. So, but for him, which one should be your advice for I mean, for him because he's the one who told me to ask you this. But um, what should be your advice for a couple that one of them want to go hiking, but the other one are not very used to it, and they start having problem because you like this, you don't like that. Uh, it's complicated. It's complicated. Do you have that in your life, that situation that of course I won't ask you any personal question, but do you have that problem that maybe a friend or maybe your parents or your partner that say, no, Ime, you hike too much, no way, let's go to another place? Do you have that problem in your life?
Well, I'm really lucky. I'm really, really lucky. I have a lot of freedom that I give myself, and I also hiked sometimes with different people or different groups, but I sometimes you feel more comfortable and sometimes you don't, and I think it's not really about how do you say I mean when hiking in nature is also about feeling yourself and feeling nature and feeling relaxed and feeling
Feeling
comfortable.
relaxed. Yeah, that's
And
correct.
this is something which is really important to me, why I am doing this. So if I hike too much with other people, then sometimes I lose myself because I look too much at the other people and try to fulfill the other needs. Maybe if I try to fulfill their needs, then I lose
Yeah,
myself.
it's
And
true.
nobody wins if I lose myself.
That's
And
correct.
the others might be losing themselves too. It's nothing really beautiful about that.
Yes,
It
it's
it
true.
helps nobody.
It's true.
So so I don't make too many compromises, let's say. I
Okay.
really try to feel what is good, what do I like, what do I need to not lose myself and to still enjoy. What does the other need, the other person
Yeah.
needs
Yeah.
and wants to have to enjoy, and how could it maybe fit together, can
Yes.
to not make too many compromises. Of course, you always make some, of course, that's normal. But even if I hike with my cat, I make many compromises. But still, I think it's really important to ask oneself what do we need? What do we want from our heart and
You
for
know,
what we expect?
Ime, we still have 8 minutes, 8 minutes left. Let me tell you this: what happened to me, because as I can hear from you, I think it's happened the same to you. In the past, I used to hike with a lot of people because my wife told me, "No, Yuri, I don't want you to go alone. It's so dangerous, honey. It's not cliffhanger that I'm going to do. It's not kayaking. It's not a parachute that I will be doing. It's hiking in the mountain." And no, I'm so scared. Okay, whatever, honey. So I create a group, and I have a problem. Is that I don't know how to say no, and I create a group, and when I post a route, a hiking route, I post it in that application that used to be Meetup. I don't know if you know it. And what happened to me is that a lot of people, hey, Judy, can I go with you? Yes, yes. And there's one route that there was almost 80 people, 80 people, Ime. And I don't know, maybe because I'm Caribbean, Latin, I'm very happy
Mm,
that everybody's, hey, well, we're with Jordy. We have some fun with Jordy. But at the end, I didn't enjoy it.
mm,
I didn't enjoy it when I was hiking with too many people. So I
mm,
started hiking alone or with less people. And what happened to me that I love to film videos. I love to take picture. I love to see
mm,
the butterfly. I
mm,
love to see the bird. I love to,
mm.
and I hike like
Yes.
74 years old. Nobody understand me. Jody, let's go. Let's go. No, I don't want to go back to my house today. And I
Yes.
decide, I say, you know what? I split. I quit. I don't hike to anybody. I have just a very small group of friends that I invite them to hike, but I don't like to hike because they start talking to me. Don't talk to me. Why? Because I need to focus what I'm going to film. For example,
Yeah.
I can see in your videos in that so I know how to feel, and I can notice like we are seeing, well, not right now, but you make many cinematic shots. The cinematic shot, it's when you put the camera and you went away and then walk so the camera can see you walking. That's tough. That's tough because you have to go put your camera, then come back, and then Jesus. And if someone is talking to you, you cannot concentrate. And what you are doing now with the drum, this is hard. Why is it hard? Because you have to take out your back, take out the drum, plug the battery, flying, walk, and then stop. Then take the drum, put it back in your. So it's hard. And when you have someone talking to you all the time, it's like, no, please, please. But anyway,
it only works when you have somebody who like that too. Otherwise, it doesn't work at all because you lose a lot of time, which you don't really lose because it's not about time for me. It's about the moment, enjoying the moment. And for me, I love making videos. I love also capturing sometimes the beauty of the nature and also show it to others and to get just a glimpse of the feeling of the beauty, just a glimpse. I mean, nature is never the same; it always changes. And videos are not the reality, but it's something.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Even, I have a friend here. I still have 4 minutes. Okay, I have a friend even that for sure he's saying to us right now because he told me he will be connected. That he say that Jody, I don't like to hike because I'm looking the same tree the whole trip. I say, no, this tree is different. Yeah, but I'm seeing the same leaf, the same water, the same mountain. And I said, he loved to play paddle like tennis. And I say, no, this is not the same, Jordi. Don't invite me to hike because it's all the same. But anyway, Imme, I want to thank you so much. I really hope that we can know each other someday. If I will visit you, I won't say the city where you are right now, of course, by private. But if I go to the city that I know where you live, I promise you I'll give you a call. If you came someday to Barcelona, please let me know, and I'll be more than happy to meet you. I hope that we can plan a route in Norway or here in the Pyrenees or in the Alps mountain. I really hope so. Something that happened with all my guests, Imme, is that we create like a beautiful friendship. So I hope that this friendship that started today can continue for a lifetime. So thank you so much, Imme, for being with us. Actually, I have a wife. I have two beautiful daughters. And for me, it's so important that they know, like, if a woman decides to do something, they can get it. So I'm very proud of you. I'm very proud of you, Imme.
Yeah,
this is my feeling.
I think maybe just one thing. Thanks very much for your lovely words. It's beautiful. But one more thing is that I think everybody has so much more strength in itself, which we just need to discover. Like we think we cannot do this or we cannot do this or we don't have the courage or this. But I think when we really look into ourselves, when we have the courage to look into ourselves, there's a lot. And also to your daughters, to your wife, to every woman or also every man, I feel that
that's
there's
great.
A lot of strength.
That's great. And Imme, let me ask you, because I have 1 minute and 30 minutes left and 30 seconds left. Imme, let me ask you, do you have any ghost experience? Something paranormal that you wake up with a fog and you listen to music or something, look at it. I don't know. Do you have, Imme, let me tell you, all my guests, everybody have a story with a ghost. So do you have a ghost story that you want to share with us?
Oh, Jody, I have so many.
Don't tell me no because I won't believe you.
I have so many.
You have so many?
Yeah, sure.
Go ahead, please. Tell me. Tell me, you have so many. Okay, let me tell you, don't feel pressure. I pressured myself that I want to do this live for 1 hour because I talk too much. The other day, I did a live with my friend Inigo it was for 5 hours that life.
Oh,
So
no.
yeah, with my American girl Sasha
Yeah.
and Al, we spent almost 4 hours. So I said to myself, no, 1 hour. But wait, because this is very good. Please, Amy, tell me about your
Well,
goals experience.
one thing, maybe a goal, and is I'd love to get a deeper conception, a deeper, how do you say, oh, shit, the English word is now gone.
Don't worry,
Um,
try that.
yeah. I'd like to see more and feel more about the nature, to understand more, like, animals have so good senses of everything,
Okay.
and they can feel, they can see, they can hear, and this is something which I'd love to go much more deeper into the beauty and the essence of the nature, and just
Okay, explain.
see more.
Explain me. What are you trying to say? Don't make any beautiful word. Go to the point. Tell me what exactly are you trying to explain me? Go ahead. Come on. You can do it, girl. You can do it. Come on.
to to hear the river singing, to get to communicate with the trees, to get much more and deeper in contact with nature, to really feel it much more, to feel the presence of trees, which I already, like this, and to
Okay, Ime, give me a
yeah,
second.
this
I noticed that you don't know how to go to the final point and explain because I don't understand anything. Okay, let me give you a few
Sorry.
example of my past guests while you think yourself how you're going to explain to me. There's an important website here that it's called Travesía Pirenaica. Travesía Pirenaica is like the yellow page for anyone that want to do the GR11. The GR11 is the path that goes from the Mediterranean to the Cantabric Sea. And so they are very formal, they are very professional. And in my interview with one of the founder, I asked the same question. And he said, no, I don't have, no. And they say, come on, man, everybody have an encounter. I said, well, yes. And one day we were in a high mountain. It was dark, and there were 5 of us, and we were hiking down to the town, and we saw a spectrum. It was night, it was dark, and we saw a spectrum. At the first moment when I saw it, I said, wow, is that a spectrum? And the rest of the four rest, they say, yeah, and they start screaming and running all the way. This is them. And they explained that to me in the live. There's another story that someone were hiking in a forest, and then they found a ghost, and they scream a lot. Actually, I'm telling you this story so you can feel confident, right? There's another situation, Amy, also that happened to me, to myself, and I was hiking, Amy, in there's a mountain here in Catalonia, in Barcelona, that is called Montseny. It's called the Montseny. Let me see, where is the Montseny? Okay, here. And one night, this hike, I've been here I've been with my family, with my friend. This is me. You can see how deep the forest was, how busy or whatever.
Mhm,
And you can see, this is me. Hey, I'm so cute.
mhm.
Anyway, the point is that you can see that the forest is like the movie, the Blair Witch Project. And you can see how the forest it is. And there's one, okay, the night caught us. Okay, let me make a story, because the next picture is the one that I want to show you. What happened to me? Then it was night, it was dark, it was in a virgin forest, and I'm Christian, so I believe in the good and I believe in the bad. And there's one moment in it where I felt so uncomfortable, and I say, wow, what a disgusting feeling I'm feeling right now. And I say, well, no, wait, let me take a picture. And I call my friend, hey, turn around. And I took a picture of him. At that moment I didn't saw anything, but what happened in me that then, when I got to my house, it's my daughter who told, Daddy, but look at that. And it's this picture. This is the picture, even. I don't know how to put it bigger. No, I don't know how to put the bigger. But you can see a face. There's a face here. There's one eye, the nose, the nose, and the mouth. There was a ghost. That's a ghost. Actually, over there, and again, I don't know how to put that in a zoom, so maybe you're not noticing, but over here, what you see there, this is not a tree. This is like a little face looking us at the road, and this is what I found myself. So this is what I suffer. So again, go straight to the point and tell me about your experience.
All right.
Yeah, you love to communicate with the tree or whatever, but go to the point.
I do believe in nature spirits.
Yeah, like the one I show you right now.
Yeah, not only ghosts, but actually nature spirits, and which live together with the nature and live in nature. And one of my goal would be to feel and see them more.
Okay.
That's it. Yeah.
That's great. That's perfect. That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
But did you do something in the night to try to communicate with them?
No, I did. I do hear them sometimes, or feel them sometimes.
Yeah. Wow. How it is? I mean, if you're telling me, tell me the details. I mean, how it is, because I believe in all that.
It's just nice. It's just a beautiful, warm feeling sometimes, and
Wow.
you don't feel alone. Also, then, and in Norway, it's so lively. Like everything's so lively and full of everything. Everything is so full of consciousness and souls and so on. Yeah.
Wow. Amen. Okay, that's one of your experiences. But you told me you have many stories more. So tell me another one.
Many goals.
Yes, tell me another one, because while you tell me another one, I will tell you another one also. Go ahead.
What stories?
About ghosts. Any ghost story experience?
I'm not telling all the stories here.
I'm looking at the picture. I'm not looking at you, but listening to you, because I'm looking at the picture I want to show you.
One more thing. I tell you one more thing. When I was in Norway, I was at the Bolton. And this is a Bolton. It's a spot where there is a stone in between two other big mountains. It's like stuck, and you can move on it, and it's 1 kilometer down. And I put up my tent on the rock, on the plateau, because you can camp there and you can put up there. And 5 meters next to me, it was going down. And in the night, it got really foggy, and I couldn't see anything anymore. And this was one of the nights where I had the most fear ever. It was at my first ever trip. And when I went out to pee outside, I didn't find my tent anymore because it was so foggy and I didn't see it. And I didn't took my torch. So I had to, step for step to not fall over or anything. And this night, I heard some singing.
Wow.
And it was I think it was the singing of I think it was the singing of Vikings, which had been there years before.
I believe in that.
Some ancient rituals or festivals which they had, and somehow, don't ask me how, somehow the energy of the people was still there, and
I believe in that. Yeah.
And I heard them singing.
And did you feel any fear?
Yeah, this night, yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, I believe.
After that, this was the worst night, and after that, it was kind of an initiation. It was like the whole night, like a lot of fear. But after that, when I got home, it was a lot of energizing. You know, this was like just um, facing my own fear like the strongest,
Okay.
and also and this night it was my fear got bigger and bigger, and it was just how do you say, it was just escalating.
Yeah, it was getting worse.
Yeah, but this was really one night feeling my fear and bearing it and living through it. And after that, it was, I never had this fear again. Never.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I believe in that. I believe in that. Amy, with this story, I promise you, I will end this live. Amy, here in Spain, in Barcelona, there's a town. It's called Jafra. Jafra, it's a town. The story of this town, it's, I promise you, after this, we will finish the interview, okay? And what happened in Jafra? The story is that in 1,800 something, there's an Austrian man who came to live at this town with his wife. And what happened? That they got one daughter, and then the second, and then the third. He built the town, and when he got the fourth, the first name, it was Melanie or Madeline or something like that. And this is a story. This is not like an urban legend. It is a story that I read it, and it's true. What happened even then? When Madeline or whatever born the last daughter, the mom died giving birth, and then the rest of the sisters become begin to have like a sickness in the skin. So the dad built like a castle for them, so those children doesn't goes out with other children. What happened at the end? Everybody dies. This is the story, right? Okay. In 1950, and this is in the newspaper, in the 1950, there were too many paranormal activity in that town, so the government of Spain just shut down that town. They take out all the people from the town. They put a valla, like I don't know how to say valla in English, like a fence all around the town, so the people doesn't get in. Actually, to this day, you have all full of sign that says don't enter by your own risk and all that. Anyway, I made a hike to that town, but I didn't enter. But I was with a group of friends, and the group of friends was, Jordi, I don't believe in that. Everything is okay. No, it's okay, Jordi. Hey, no, don't enter into the town. No, it's okay. This is the town. I will see what they found there. You see, this is the town that is the fence over there, and everybody don't enter. Right now, this is the fence. Okay, this is the church. The remains of the church, and look what you see over there. Because the people go there to do satanic mass and ugly things. So what happened that at the end they get out very quickly from Jafra and say, Jordi, I feel nauseous, I feel sick, I feel like a pressure in my shoulders. And at the end, yeah, it's there's a lot of paranormal activity. Anyway, Amy, thank you so much for this interview. Thank you so much for everything. It was a real pleasure to have you here. And again, I hope that we can meet very soon.
Thank you, Jordi. Thank you
I
very much.
really hope so.
Yeah.
And okay, now I'm